motivation. Wow. How are you doing? I have a big sigh because there's been a lot going on in my world. And often what I think is if there's a lot going on in my world, then there's chances are pretty good there's a lot going on in your world because like attracts like. So here we are. My name's Deborah O'Neill. I'm the CEO and founder of BlissBee.me, Integrative Holistic Health. And I am here to share because I care. And I really think it's important in this time, at every time, that there is more people that care. And today I wanted to share a little bit of stuff with regards to responsibility. So here we are. We're here in this January 2021. Welcome. And we've just stepped into Aquarius, a new era of civilization. And yes, our civilization is changing. We've experienced a year of lockdowns all over the entire world. It's hard to believe the magnitude of what is going on here. So what now? The question that a lot of people ask is, what now? Like, what's my level of responsibility? What can I do? And someone, even someone as myself, I look at and say, okay, what does the world need now? Where is my contribution? Show me. And I ask, show me where my contribution is. And I think when I take a look at what pops up, when I pick up a book and I start reading in a certain area, like in the middle of a book, that I have done recently, I think it's important to really pay attention to what's coming up. So what came up for me this morning that I thought I would share is, so what is our relationship and what is our responsibility? What is our relationship to responsibility? Because we are all about connection. So how do we connect into what is going on, and how can we help in the evolution of what's going on? So if you don't mind, I'd love for you just to take a moment to take a nice deep breath into your lower abdomen, feel your feet on the floor, feel your buttocks on whatever furniture piece that you're sitting on, and just gently close your eyes and listen to this and see what resonates for you. I'm going to read a few pieces from Gary Zukav's book that he wrote a while ago. I read it when he first came out, and this is his 25th anniversary edition, which includes a study guide, which is pretty great. It's called The Seed of the Soul, and it's by Gary Zukav. So I thought I'd share it with you, and if you have any interest in it, it's accessible on most forms of online shopping. But if you can, I would really prefer that you would honor purchasing it from a local bookstore in your area, as opposed to being quick to call it in on Amazon, as that affects our footprint on our earth, and it also affects the support of other businesses that sell books. So that's one place that we can start. So close your eyes if you would, or you're welcome to sit here and listen to me share this information. So first off, I hope that you agree that we are an energy body, because whatever we do is whatever we think, whatever we speak, and our actions all carry a vibration and a frequency with it. And that not only emits out internally and externally, but also the frequency keeps on going. It's like that ripple in the ocean. When you drop a rock in the ocean, it creates a ripple. That ripple doesn't stop within the first meter or so. That ripple goes into the next, into the next, into the next, and into the next. So our species, as is said in this book, is designed to serve the physical survival of our species with the 5 sensory personality, which is our senses. So our sight, our hearing, our smelling, our tasting, our touching, and our smelling, of course. So from that, our species is now evolved to learn and has chosen to learn through fear and doubt. So nations fear nations, races fear races, and the sexes fear each other. So the exploration of this physical reality is in what is now being called external power. So when we have a species which is exploring at this level, it's with a sense of domination and exploitation. This is what we're really seeing in the world today. And this path of learning through fear and doubt is fear of the physical environment, and is basically doubt that we fit naturally into it. Like, where do I fit? How do I resolve? How do I be a part of the resolution and the responsibility? And what is my relationship to what's going on in the world? And what it seems to think is that, there's people that believe that there is an afterlife and that there isn't an afterlife. And if there is an afterlife, then there's obviously before life. And it's those perhaps that maybe that don't think that there's a before life or an afterlife, that we've made these choices that we have made upon earth that are very detrimental. And if we believe that there was a before afterlife and before life and afterlife, then perhaps our choices would be very different. So maybe we might be fooling ourselves that we think, although we think that there may be an afterlife and a before life, our choices do not reflect that in our actions. He goes on to say our species is no longer humble. It has no reverence. And it has illusions that it is in control. It creates chaos and still refuses to see what's possible for it to control. We take from the earth and we take from each other. We destroy forests and oceans and atmosphere. We enslave each other and torture and beat and humiliate and murder each other. When we have a secondary choice, and he calls that secondary choice spiritual partnership, which is just like marriage. And that is one of the main components of our species, is that we get married. And yes, we do get unmarried as well. But it's the spiritual partnership. It's like the only the partnership that it forms with another is another individual is affected. But that's not the case. That spiritual partnership, it also involves the community, the nation, and the global village. He says, so if your decision to evolve consciously through responsible choice contributes not only to your own evolution, but also the evolution of all those other aspects of humanity in which you participate. It's not just that evolving is through your decisions, but the entirety of humanity. So if you wish the world to become more loving and compassionate, become loving and compassionate yourself. If you wish to diminish fear in the world, diminish your own. These are the gifts that you can give. The perception of power as external is what separates nations. It's the same that exists between individuals. And the love, clarity, and compassion that can emerge within the individual that chooses consciously to align itself with its soul is the same soul that will bring sexes, races, nations, and neighbors into harmony with each other. Each human being is responsible for the quality of life that he or she personally experiences, which simultaneously extends into the macrocosm. You begin to form and to live by the values, perceptions, and actions that reflect equality with your partner and a commitment to his or her spiritual development and your own. You see what is necessary to the health of your partnership and the health of the nation. If you are jealous, you will find that jealousy is what brings to the surface in your partnership as an aspect of what needs to be healed. Value your partner's contribution to your development by having them experience that his or her perceptions and observations are indeed helpful to your central growth, so that your conversations between you stir deep waters and allow healing to take place. You learn the roles of love and commitment and trust in making a partnership work. And from that, it emits into the evolution of humanity. So if you're wondering where and how to create some sort of aid in this time where we are living and experiencing, it can be in that simple form of consciousness. That's why when I came off the 111 episodes, when I felt that need and want to contribute to humanity, how do I do that? It is through grounding into the safety and security of your being. It is aligning with your heart, as that's where all relationships emit from. And aligning with your higher self, or even the higher intelligence that's available to each and every one of us to guide us and support us, that place where we can ask questions and intently listen and see what shows up. It is regulating our nervous system, our frequency from fear and doubt and into love and peace and clarity. And doing that with the breath, sitting in stillness. Please enjoy many of the Monday motivations and power up your energy videos as we take this time to reflect within each of us and our contribution to the greater evolution of our world. With so much love. Thank you for being here. When we pull our energy into us internally, we create more energy for ourselves. We power up this vessel to be the best that we can be and offer the greatest healing to the world, to ourselves and the world at large. Please join us in our monthly membership where we do the work